So today I'm super excited to be kicking off a brand new series in which I go through some really exciting career mode ideas that you guys should try on FC24. My name's Ash and today we are going to be taking a look at what a Diego Simeone Inter Milan career mode would look like. So with that being said, roll the intro and let's get into it. So first off, why Simeone and why Inter? Well, during his playing career, El Cholo did play for both Lazio and Inter during the 90s and early 2000s, and he has regularly stated not only his affection for the two clubs, but his desire to one day manage in Italy after his spell at Atletico Madrid. I thought it would be really exciting to take a look at what his career mode for Inter Milan would look like, how the squad would shape up, the tactics, the transfers, the overall philosophy, and a whole lot more. Initially, as you enter the club, you'll be hit with a whole host of ambitious objectives and you are expected to bring almost immediate success to this Inter side. You've got a wide open league title race this time around that has been won by 4 different teams in the last 4 seasons, and you've got potentially 6, maybe even 7 potential challengers for this league title. But as you can see here for the objectives, you are expected to win not only that league title, but the Coppa Italia as well. Champions League glory is something that Inter have seen in the past and almost came very close last season after they lost in the final to Manchester City. You are expected initially to reach the final this time around as well. Maybe slightly ambitious, but something that you should keep in mind. Most importantly though, it is that Serie A title, regaining it that they haven't won since Antonio Conte in his final season at the club. Simeone of course does have experience winning league titles as a manager during his spell at Atletico Madrid, so something that he will reasonably expect to be able to achieve. Looking at the squad and the club as a whole, you have a little bit of a challenge with Inter Milan if you want to keep this as realistic as possible. Remember that Inter have constantly had to sell players every season during the last few years to make up for their spending during the Chinese ownership era. That means that they have had to have been fairly intelligent and use their resources wisely in the transfer market while still selling players at a profit. Looking at this squad, they are running out of players to sell at a profit now, and they're not looking to sell someone like Lautaro Martinez. Denzel Dumfries is the one who has attracted the most attention and probably the most likely to leave. And whilst you have 1 or 2 exciting young prospects in there, it is an aging squad, one of the oldest in Italy to be exact, and it's worth bearing in mind that you will have to try and bring this age down if you are looking for long-term success. There are 1 or 2 players who simply just don't have a future at the club, the likes of Yono Radu, who's currently on loan at Bournemouth. You want to ship out deadwood like him in order to bring the wage bill down and put it towards something a bit more useful. One player you should keep an eye on is Joaquin Correa. He has been loaned out this season to Marseille, but he's a player who I could absolutely see within a Simeone system. He's physical, he's from Argentina, he really does fit the mould of that type of striker Simeone likes, and you could easily recall him should you need to. So what about the type of tactics that you should look to use in this career mode and the overarching philosophy that you should run your club by during that Simeone era? Well, we know how Simeone likes to work. It's well documented by now. His teams are extremely defensive and very good at protecting leads. They value clean sheets above almost anything other than winning, and they know that set pieces are one of the biggest parts of the game. We have a stroke of luck here as the type of system that Simeone has been utilising in recent years at Atletico Madrid. They've moved away from that 4-4-2 that he was renowned for and moved to more of a 5-3-2. Is something more similar to the shape that Inter Milan have been utilising during both Inzaghi's reign and also Conte's as well. That means that you already have the players that can fit that type of mould and the shape overall. You have the position sorted. In terms of the tactical style, we know they're going to want to look to play a mid to low block. They're going to want to try and control possession at times, but are happy to succeed and concede it if they need to. They're going to want to look to stretch the play out wide, get crosses into the box. That's how they create a lot of their attacking chances. There is an element of versatility to Diego Simeone's tactics and setup though. They can go even more defensive if they need to, and they want to protect that lead, particularly against the big boys as they have done against Real Madrid and Barcelona, but also when they need to put their foot on the gas, they can do that. They can hit teams at stronger transitions, quicker transitions, get the ball forward at a quicker pace, look to push the block further up the field and instigate a higher press. You've also got players that perfectly suit what Simeone looks for and really likes in his midfielders. Barella is absolutely ideal for a Simeone system, replicating the old Saul and Koke of the olden days, or the Marcus Llorente these days. You've got the likes of Lautaro Martinez. Simeone loves his kind of half hybrid strikers who can drift out wide, who can drop off deeper. Think of the likes of Griezmann, João Felix, Memphis Depay. These are the sorts of players that really suit well into his system. In terms of your youth academy, we know that Inter Milan have been a club that have put a high emphasis on developing youth players and have produced some wonderful players over the years, and even now in their squad as well, with the likes of Bastoni. Well, you can continue that here, and in terms of the countries that you would like to scout in, naturally you're going to want to scout in Italy, but which other countries should you look to send scouts to? Well, having a look at players that the club has had history with in recent years, we've seen a couple of Croatian players play for them. Therefore, Croatia may be a good idea because of its close proximity to Italy. Elsewhere, we've seen them have many Brazilian players over the years. That could be a good one to scout as well. But if not, you can have a look at someone like Germany and throw back to the German trio that they used to have back in the day. Now, in terms of transfers and your recruitment philosophy, there's a lot that goes into this. We want to look at not only the type of player that Simeone will value, but also how Inter work as well. Beppe Marotta, the chief executive there, is the one who controls the transfers, and he has a very specific type of system in place. We know he likes to utilise the free agent market. He likes to sign players on pre-contract expiry deals and Bosman free transfers. Think of the likes of Andre Onana, Stefan de Vrij, Marcus Thuram. You've also got Alexis Sanchez, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Henrik Mkhitaryan. These are all players that they have signed on a free transfer at the end of their deals. He loves to utilise this, so as a result it's important to try and target this. With regards to your scouting instructions, you want to make sure that you include this. Have a scout on first team quality with players only 1 or less years remaining, and do the same of that with world class as well. Elsewhere, you're going to want to make sure that you're searching for a first team prospect, a world class prospect, and also generally just search for first team quality and world class quality players with many contract years remaining. In terms of realistic transfer targets, starting off with players who have less than a year remaining who you'll be able to sign hopefully for free at the end of the season. You can of course look to Atletico Madrid, players that Simeone knows very well. You've got the likes of Koke and Hermoso who fit very nicely into this system that you could have in place with the tactics. Elsewhere, you've got Leonardo Spinazzola, who whilst is a left back, is actually right footed, and he could fit that need at right back should you need to sell Denzel Dumfries, because that could be the only real weakness in what is otherwise a very solid team. Elsewhere, if you want to get a little bit younger in goal compared to Jan Sommer, you've got Alex Moretz, whose contract runs out at the end of the season, as does Presnel Kimpembe's as well. In terms of players who Simeone might push for, we have a couple there as well. Someone like Kefren Turan, a gem of a central midfielder who absolutely perfectly fits what Simeone is about with his high work rate, 6'4" in the central midfield areas, as is Tynecoat Miners as well. You can get the family reunited with the Simeone sons Giovanni and also Giuliano, who is currently at Atletico Madrid. A really cool storyline that could just add something to your career mode if you want it. Elsewhere, we've also spoken about the type of strikers Simeone likes. We know he likes either the target man strikers or also the hybrid half strikers who can do a range of different things. Jonathan David at LOSC Lille is one who can really play as that false 9, drift into the wide areas, whereas Enes Unal for Getafe is someone who could play more of that target man role. Think of the kind of Diego Costa, Alvaro Morata type of player that they've had in recent years at Atletico Madrid. Coming back to how Marotta likes to run things, we've also seen, other than pre-contract expiry deals, he also likes to find gems at lower clubs in the Serie A and bring them through. Think of the likes of Barella, of Senti, Aslani. You've also got Carlos Augusto more recently as well. In this case, we've got the likes of Dodu, a right back for Fiorentina. We've got Giorgio Scalvini at Atalanta, and we've also got Alessandro Buongiorno as well of Torino. Young players who can absolutely improve and really become a key part of your team. So all in all, this could have all the potential in the world to be an extremely exciting career mode challenge for you guys to try out, and one that I think you should absolutely give a go. If you've got suggestions for any other managers or team challenges that you think I should do a video on, then make sure to hit me in the comment section down below. Make sure to check out my Patreon, lots of fantastic perks and rewards on there, such as exclusive tactics videos, my tactics package, behind the scenes videos, fantasy football access, and a whole lot more. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload. And with that being said, we're going to round it up there. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, I will see you soon.